Hey, welcome back to this video series. So what I do is I look at the G2 reviews of some of the popular software companies out there. I deep dive into these G2 reviews and see what people are saying, and I help to aggregate some of these reviews so that this become meaningful insights for these companies to maybe action on. So in today's series, I am looking at the company Ada, which is basically a platform that allows users to create chatbots. So let's get started. Okay, so we see that Ada has a 4.6 out of 5 rating on G2, which is pretty good. Quite typical on G2, where you get pretty high ratings, and there are 170 reviews over here. So, what do these 170 reviews say? They say quite a bit of things. Well, even if it's a 4.5-star review, there's always something that users or reviewers might say something that they dislike about Ada, and that could be something that Ada could use to improve its product. So I've put in all 170 reviews over here for Ada. Well, okay, I have to just filter this to only look at Ada. Well, I'll put in all 170 reviews over here. So just a brief recap what Revelier does. We would ingest all the reviews and we would tag these reviews with a certain tag here so that we can aggregate these tags and find meaningful patterns in the reviews. So here it talks about a limitation in playbook process. A playbook is basically what Ada has in terms of it's like a type of SOP. Yeah, so um, we would tag all of these reviews and we would aggregate these reviews to find meaningful patterns. So let's look at Data Explorer. I've already filtered for Ada. There are 170 reviews here. Let's analyze the data. So we'll drag the volume and we look at what people generally dislike. So we see here we've categorized into 18 different buckets. At the top, we see that 9.4% of reviewers mentioned that there are some missing features with regards to managing data on Ada. And this is something that we can deep dive into later. The second thing that reviewers mentioned is when they were integrating, they faced some issues with the support as well as the setup of Ada. And the third thing that reviewers talk about most, 6.5% of them talk about most, is how complex it is training their AI. And of course, there are other missing features with controlling workflows with regards to the chatbots, or missing features with regards to some core capabilities and things like that. So let's deep dive into what this missing features with regards to managing data is all about. Okay, so for example, here we see that there was a lack of import feature functionality for various categories. We see here that there's a lack of depth in terms of their reporting. We see here that there are limitations in terms of what their API, what data they can pull when they pull from the API calls with Zendesk. We see here that there's a lack of customization in terms of the reports that they get from from the Ada platform. Let's just scroll down. We see that there's a lack of performance reporting in terms of the agent's performance, and we see here that there's a lack of export options. So these are a few of the 16 reviews mentioning missing features in terms of data management, and because this is one of the top reported issues, perhaps this is something that Ada might want to look into. Now let's look at integration issues in terms of their support and setup. Here we see that there's a complexity of understanding the integration. So it's, well, I guess when they set it up, it's difficult for for the reviewer, for the user to see how it all comes together. So perhaps a UI UX issue when integrating. Difficulty in integration with Zendesk. So it seems like the reviewer found the integration process with Zendesk to be challenging and multiple workaround solutions. So they might want to look at Zendesk integration more. Workflow challenges with Ada. So I guess when here it mentions reviewer encounters obstacles in how Ada interacts with customers and closes conversations uh, due to their business operating differently from the tool's intended use. So it seems like it's a challenge when they do integrations, limitations with integrations into system, difficulty in understanding when they do integrations. So multiple issues with regards to integrations, another review on integrations with Zendesk. And maybe the third thing here is on the complexity in training the AI. So because ADA is essentially a platform that allows users to create AI agents, when reviewers mention that it's cumbersome to train the AI agents, there's complexity in um, intent generation. So this is likely generating the intent for the AI agents, limited through AI capabilities, lack of self-learning AI. So we see here, these are the top three issues that reviewers talk about, and it might be something that perhaps Ada might want to look deeper into as they improve the product for customers. Now, this is reviews from all of time, and what I like to do is also look at reviews from perhaps just the past year in 2025. So let's look at the review date from January 2025. So we see here from January 2025, sorry, after January 2025, there are only 16 reviews. So a lot of the reviews seem to be before 2025. So perhaps let's see if we can go maybe reviews after January 2024. Oh, we see here there are only 20 reviews out of 170 reviews. A lot of the reviews seem to predate the the when ChatGPT was a lot better. But let's look at these 20 reviews and see whether it is similar in terms of the main what people are saying. So we see that when we only look from data from January 2024, it seemed like the top reviews are around the difficulty in learning the product, so steep learning curve. Integration issues seem to also still be the top three, and missing features in terms of controlling workflows. And I suppose this is in terms of controlling the AI agents workflows. And we also have complexity in training the AI and missing features in managing the data. So let's look at some of these reviews over here. Well, it says you have complexity of setup, complexity of technical terms. Reviewer indicates understanding specific technical terms. Yeah, you probably need some sort of to be a bit technical to use ADA, and lack of in-person training. And integrations, let's look at, oh yeah, we looked at that earlier. What is missing features with regards to controlling workflows? So two of these reviews, the reviewer notes that so it's a limitation in playbook processes. So I think here what it says is that reviewer notes that users can become stuck within a playbook process once engaged. So playbook process is unique to Ada. It's basically giving the AI agent your playbook or your SOP for it to follow. So it's saying that once you have a playbook process in place, sometimes users or end consumers contacting your business might be stuck in a loop, and that's an issue over here. And this is actually, yeah, pretty recent feedback from February 19th this year. And limitations in workflow building. So it's probably something to do with building the AI agent in terms of building out the workflows. There's limitations over there. So these are the main things that Ada should really take note of. This is some of the key reviews, key issues that reviewers have brought up. So even though they have 4.6 out of 5 stars on G2, if they want to improve their product, improve their user experiences, are some things that they could really potentially look at. And as usual, just a quick spiel of what Revelier does. Reviews is just one thing we do. What we do is that we look at all customer support conversations, we tag it accordingly, and we help we help customer support leaders and leadership look at what people are really saying in their customer support conversation, find trends and patterns so that you're able to prioritize what's most important to fix in your product, what's most important to fix in your knowledge base, and perhaps seeing where your agents are lacking and improving training them. So you don't just look at a few of these tickets to see what to prioritize. You get full coverage on your tickets. We're also able to link issues driving negative sentiment. You don't just connect you don't just look at your CSAT data, which is just a small percentage of your users. We're able to use AI to infer what is the sentiment of the ticket and link what was the cause of that negative sentiment. So if you're interested to find out what's driving negative sentiment and see patterns through your tickets, feel free to use Reveille to do that. So I've come to the end of this video. Let me know what's the next company you'd like me to deep dive on. So far, I've only deep dive on companies with reviews like 170, few hundred reviews. We can look at companies with thousands of reviews as well, but of course, it will cost me a little bit more money to pull out to scrape those reviews. So, I mean, if there's a company that you really want to look at, drop it in the comments below, and I'll be happy to look at it. See you guys in the next video.